What's the most flat or most broke you've ever been? Because I can't remember a time where you're like, damn, I have zero right now.
I was always good at saving my money, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But in a way, that was also me being annoying and stingy and like, I'm not going out to eat. I'm not going out. I'd have like $1,200 and like, let's go out to eat. I'm like, no, I'm broke.
Mm-hmm.
In my head, I was broke because I knew I had 3 months rent and this month, and I had to make sure. But
yeah.
So
I was the opposite. If I had $1,200, I'm like, yeah, I'm balling. Let's go eat.
Yeah, that's true. Team's like, hey, you want some? But so I was never too dead broke when I moved down here, and I don't really have dead broke stories.
Yeah, I was before. Cause were you living with me when I went on the Bellator show?
No,
you were just about to move down.
No, because I remember downstairs in my basement watching you on Bellator, and I had never met you before. But I remember seeing you were from Montana. I'm like, I messaged you or I put on Facebook. Damn, that's crazy. I said, you give kids like me from Montana hope or something like that. When I was, because I was probably 18. So it was shortly after I ended up meeting you and stuff. But I hadn't met you. But that's funny thinking about that, because I remember pretty vividly sitting on our couch downstairs watching the screen.
Yeah. I got on that show, the Bellator Fight Master show, and I think we had to wait like 4 months to get on the show, and I ran out of money. I was staying at Joe Riggs's, thankfully.
So no rent?
No, I did give him rent.
Oh. But cheap, probably?
Yeah, super cheap. And then literally driving, when Mariah dropped me off at the airport, it's either, okay, you lose your fight, I see you in 2 days. If you lose your first fight to get in, you get zero money. They send you home, you have zero money. Or you win the fight, and then you don't see your Mariah for 6 weeks. And she dropped me off, and I had $0 in my savings and in my checking. I was like, fuck, I want to get a water or I want to get a coffee or something. I couldn't. $0. And I was like, well, if I lose this fight, I go back home with zero fucking dollars. And I got to like find a job until I get my next fight booked.
Stressful.
Yeah, and thankfully.
How old are you? 22.
22, thankfully. And the worst thing about that, there's all these guys. We showed up to New Orleans, and there's all these guys on these buses and stuff. And you're gonna fight one of them, but you don't know. You don't know until weigh-ins the day before.
That would be fight. Weird.
So there's some big wrestlers, there's some black belts in jiu-jitsu, some like strikers, and then you found out, boom. And then after I knocked that kid out, I think they gave us $750 a week, plus if you finish your fight or something. But that's the most stress. I remember I got the checks after being on the show for 6 weeks, got the checks going through the airport, still had $0. I couldn't buy anything.
Cash them? Or put them
so I'm like, fuck, I'm starving, but I have zero money until you get home and cash them.
Never been there.
There's been quite a few times when I was a pro to where I'd get my account down to $20, $10, and then I fight, boom, put the money back in there. Work it all the way down to $10, $20, fight, put the money back in there.
That's
so
funny.
It was fucking.
I remember when me and Mariah dropped you off at the airport to go to UFC, and or the Ultimate Fighter. It was the same thing. All right, see you in a couple days, or see you in 6 weeks. Yep. When did we end up seeing you? 6 weeks, right?
I think a while, because I tore that arm, and then I went up to Montana, got the surgery, and just stayed at my friend's house.
Yeah,
because Mariah was up there riding the horses too.
It's crazy. The trip down memory lane, brother.
Yeah, we were never too broke at the apartment. We never were super cashy at the apartment.
No, definitely
but we'd
not.
always have a couple bucks to go have you run and go grab us some snacks.
Yeah. Well, I remember one time, I think, what was the name? Tim Rice? Something. How much did he send me? $1,600?
I think $1,000, yeah.
Oh, I was like, wow. I remember when I bought all that winning shit, too.
Oh, yeah.
Still use some of it.
Yeah, those were some good-ass days.